Top 10 Mysterious UFO Sightings. Number 10. The Crash of Shag Harbour, Canada. On October 4th, 1967, the small town of Shag Harbour observed 4 bright orange lights in the sky. Over 30 witnesses saw a 60-foot-long dome-shaped UFO plummet into the water, creating a bright splash. As the Coast Guard sailed out toward the vessel, it started to submerge, leaving a strange yellow foam in its wake. Fishermen claimed it was like nothing they'd ever seen before. No wreckage was ever found of the UFO, nor were there any reports of planes going missing from any official agencies. The Department of National Defense concluded there was no explainable conclusion for this event. Number 9. Colares, Brazil. Across October, November and December of 1977, the Brazilian island of Colares was plagued by various mysterious objects appearing in the sky. Rays of light coming from the UFOs would strike the islanders, giving them headaches and causing paralysis. Dr. Valide Carvalho, a town doctor, treated over 40 patients who had bizarre, small burns which turned black just 10 minutes after being struck by the light. After the mass panic regarding the attacks, a team of Air Force officers was sent to the island to investigate the strange events in a plan named Operation Saucer. The findings of the operation did not come to light until 1997, when the captain of the investigation, Urange Hollander, gave an interview and said he was visited by a humanoid alien while on the island. He committed suicide just 4 months later, and the records from Operation Saucer remain a secret. Number 8. Rendlesham Forest, UK. On Boxing Day 1980, US Airman John Burroughs and 2 colleagues went into Rendlesham Forest in Suffolk, England, to investigate a series of lights. They claim they encountered an extraterrestrial spacecraft that seemed to be made of black glass. 2 of the men later suffered post-traumatic stress disorder. A couple of days later, more military personnel were sent out to the forest and found that the radiation count was unusually high. One soldier, Larry Warren, claims that they engaged with an alien being in a silent standoff in a clearing. Mysterious hatches have since been found in the forest. A Ministry of Defense official, Nick Pope, even publicly stated that something landed there. However, the mystery of Rendlesham Forest has never been explained. Number 7. Phoenix Lights, USA. Citizens of Phoenix, Arizona were all shocked when they saw a mile-wide V formation of around 7 strange lights silently glide across the sky. This was reportedly seen by 10,000 people. The US Air Force denied receiving any information about it, despite the fact that they sent several F-16 fighter jets to engage, and later claimed that the light formation were military flares that took a while to burn out. However, former Arizona Governor Fife Symington reversed his statement 10 years later, saying he was a pilot and knew every machine that can fly, but this was bigger than anything he had ever seen. He claimed he didn't release the information a decade earlier because he didn't want to cause a mass panic. Number 6. Underwater Millennium Falcon. In the summer of 2011, a group of Swedish oceanic explorers called the Ocean X Team came across a mysterious shape on the seabed while looking for a shipwreck. It was 60 meters long and bore a resemblance to Han Solo's Star Wars vehicle in sonar footage. It was mostly made of rock, leading scientists to claim that it was simply a rock formation on the ocean floor, but the divers claimed that it had strange drawings on it and unknown black material in the cracks. They even reported that all electronics shut down when they got within 200 meters of the UFO. Some more skeptical explanations for the strange object include seabed rock formations and even a large mushroom, whereas some think it's an experimental Nazi submarine or an alien spacecraft. Whatever it is, it's been dubbed the Roswell of the ocean. Number 5. NASA International Space Station. In June of 2015, the International Space Station was broadcasting a live feed from its exterior cameras when viewers spotted something odd going on in the background. Very small, bright shapes are seen leaving the Earth's atmosphere and ascending towards something else. Somewhat suspiciously, NASA decided to cut away from their broadcast at this point, citing technical issues. Some believe it's just dust coupled with a coincidence, but many people believe they are UFOs or even aliens that NASA are trying to keep hidden from us. Number 4. Zimbabwe schoolchildren. On September 16, 1994, the school children of the Aerial School in Rua, Zimbabwe, spotted a UFO landing in their schoolyard. The children saw 3 objects in the sky disappearing and reappearing in different places. One of the objects was said to have landed 100 meters away from some of the kids, and a small, meter-high man with large, rugby ball-sized eyes then walked out of it. It noticed the children and ran away, with the ship disappearing. All 62 children present told pretty much the same story, and in counselling, some even said there were thoughts coming from the man's eyes. 35 of the children were asked to draw pictures of what they saw, and they all depicted the same event. While some skeptics think it's mass hysteria or mass hallucination, nobody can thoroughly explain what they saw. Number 3. UFOs over Washington, D.C., USA. In 1952, air traffic controllers at Washington Airport detected a cluster of blips on their radar where they knew nobody was flying. They tracked the movements, but they moved with massive bursts of speed, making it very difficult for radars to lock onto them. Separate control towers at Andrews and Bolling Air Force bases also detected similar movements. Pilot Captain Pearman, who was in flight at the time, claimed he saw 6 bright lights in the sky, and they were like falling stars without tails. Jets were called to the area, but they found nothing. Weirdly, exactly the same thing happened again the next weekend, spotted by staff on a commercial airliner. This time, jet pilots saw the lights and tried to engage, but they claim the objects were moving faster than their maximum speed. The official Air Force position on these objects is that they are simply unknowns. Number 2. The Valentich disappearance, Australia. Frederick Valentich, an Australian pilot, disappeared without a trace in 1978. He was flying his plane between Melbourne and King Island when he noticed that there was a strange object hovering 30 meters above him. He said the object was shiny and had a green light. A few minutes after spotting it, he said his engine started to fail, and he radioed his base, where they heard mysterious metallic screeching noises. The last words they heard from him were, "It's not an aircraft, it's," before the transmission abruptly ended. Air transport officials claim that Valentich could have become disorientated, but that wreckage of his aircraft has never been found. Some suggest he was abducted by the strange object. Number 1. Belgian wave. 13,500 people, including police officers and judges, reported seeing a triangular object with strong lights silently floating in the sky above Belgium on the night of November 29, 1989. A few months later, in March 1990, the same thing happened again, reported on 2 ground-based radars. Jets were sent to investigate, and the craft sped off impossibly fast. They chased it for an hour as it ducked out of view, apparently dropping 10,000 feet to 500 feet in just 5 seconds before escaping. Sightings of the same thing were reported for months and months afterwards, with thousands of people trying to take photos, but their photos never developed properly. Confidential letters by Belgian Defence Minister Leo Delcroix leaked and revealed that there was no earthly explanation for the UFO's appearance.